Welcome to BuzzBooster.tv.
I'm Shahar.
And I'm Nash.
Today we are going to talk about follow-up, specifically follow-up with automated messages.
Crucial,
right?
I can't stress that enough.
They are also known as autoresponders.
Autoresponders.
So can you explain first what exactly is actually is sequential?
Wait, I'm going to explain it. No, if I'm going to explain it, allow me to. So it's basically a series, so it's of sequential,
a
series of sequential
that's the point.
Messages. So ultimately, let's say you're going to create a follow-up strategy for you, create an autoresponder. You'll sit down, let's say, on a Saturday afternoon, and you'll write maybe 10 messages. Basically, if you had a prospect and they met with you and it was super hot, and you're like, okay, now I have to follow up via email, these are the things that I would say. So stretch it out like in 10 messages, let's just say as an example. You put them all in the system, and then the system knows to send the person that message when you add them to the autoresponder service.
Right.
So if let's say, Shahar, I create an autoresponder and I have 10 messages, and you're like, oh, Shahar is such a great prospect, so I put you inside the system, you're going to start getting that from messages 1, 2, 3, 4, like
until 10.
Until 10, and it could be like every week or every other week. I determine that. But then next week, Joel comes along, and I'm like, oh, Joel's a perfect prospect. I add his email to the system, and he will get message 1, 2, 3, 4 until 10.
In the same exact
exact sequence, and I didn't have to do anything. I just added his name, and he gets the messages that I already created the one day, like maybe months ago.
And then you, like she said, you decide if you want him to get every 7 days, every 15 days.
It's up to you.
Okay. Now, for you to use this system, you have to choose a third party
service
provider. Like, give us some names.
Said there are several, such as Aweber.com or OneShoppingCart.com or Infusionsoft or iContact or MailChimp. There are tons of them.
But
may I share which ones I use?
Yes, you can.
In our business, we have used OneShoppingCart for many years. We still use them. I like them. We also use Infusionsoft, which happens to be my favorite.
Yes, and usually the investment is not too high, okay, depending on the service.
And
but
we've linked.
You really want to talk today?
I do. Well, never mind. Just look at the show notes for the links. What?
Well, yes, look, but let's just go back a little bit, because we start talking about these sequential messages and we explain what they are
in detail
and where you can get them. But understand the importance for you to do follow-up when you're selling as a business, even as a content provider, if you host a show or something, okay? You can double a business just by doing proper follow-up.
Okay, are we giving an example?
We are going to give some examples, but the fact is that most people don't do or do a very poor job, and even when they are introduced to sequential messages, they think it's too much work. But look at this.
It's not.
You do the work once, and it works for you for years.
It's like writing 10 emails. Come on, it's not
a big deal, right? But it can really double the business you're in. Okay, that's very important. So, for example, it just happened to us
just maybe a few minutes ago.
Yes.
Okay? So I got a call we had sent out an email about a special promotion that we were doing.
Which we do from, week to week or so.
Yeah, every now and then. So this gentleman calls and he wants to sign up, which is great. So while talking to him, we found out that he's been getting our messages for years. In fact, he bought the one product that he had bought from us previously.
Our very first product.
Was our very first product that came out, I think, 8 years ago. 8 years.
Yes, the internet marketing board game.
8 years ago.
We've been in business for a while.
8 years ago, it was the internet marketing board game.
So what happened? 8 years ago, when we launched the internet marketing board game, he bought one. Okay. Well, we put him in the system, in a database.
Started getting messages.
So we were always there in front of him, at least once a week for about 8 years. Well, now he decided to buy something else.
Now he's ready for something else.
Yes. Most people would say, okay, but the guy bought 8 years ago. Maybe he's not a customer anymore. He never came back anymore.
He never came back. Well,
the one thing is that we need to respect the fact that people will buy from us when they are ready to, and not when we want. Our job is to keep in front of them, so when the need arises for them to get a similar product or service,
they'll do it.
They remember you, not somebody else.
And you can say, well, but it's been 8 years. Sure, it's been 8 years, but here's the thing, here's the kicker. What did I lose? What did I spend during those 8 years?
Right. It's not a lot, because as you grow your database, you will have really thousands of people there, and all the time someone will surface from years ago and buy from you. A common thing that we always tell people is that almost every week we get a phone call from somebody asking about some type of service that we provide, and they say, what?
Now we're ready. And they'll say, it's interesting,
now I'm ready to work with you.
Now I'm ready. They'll say that. I've heard that so many times.
Over the years,
Over the years. And it's like, you know, it really hits you, because sure, you know, here's the thing, what drives me crazy when it happens with people. It's like they'll talk to a prospect, it's super hot, it's like, this person is perfect. They'll turn around and they'll sign up with someone else maybe 3 months later. Well, if the proper follow-up wasn't in place, they forgot about them, and now they're looking, now they're ready for that service. They're going to look and find someone that can help them, and they might not remember you. However, if you're doing something as simple as autoresponder messages, now I'm ready, hey, you know, I remember seeing this email from this person, let me go look for it, and they find it in their inbox, and it's
a very simple and automated way, because like I said, you do the work once and it works for you, like for us, 9 years, in this case 8 years. So it's always there. If you're not top of mind when people think about purchasing services or products similar to yours, they will go to whoever is there, or whoever is more aggressive. Right? It's your job. Now, one thing we get all the time.
All the time?
Is people, I don't even know what I'm going to say. A lot of people say, yeah, but I don't want to bombard people with emails, messages. Okay. First of all, you don't have to. If you really know your audience, you know how long from, you know, what period of time you should be communicating.
How frequently you can communicate with them.
In audiences like ours, that they are bombarded by dozens of marketers every day,
all the time.
We have to be very consistent, like every 7 days or so. Okay, if we send less than that, they just will forget, because they are bombarded.
Because there are so many other ones.
Other audiences, they don't get as many because they are not into marketing. So you may space that out every 15 days.
Every 2 weeks,
The important factor here is never to stay more than 30 days without communicating to your audience.
And do it consistently.
And be consistent. Once you start doing it every month. Like, let's say you send once a month, right?
But here's the real kicker. You just have to prepare the messages like once, and you plug it in, and the system will do it for you. So it's not even going to take labor. It's not labor intensive at all.
No, because you said on the first time, send one every 30 days.
It
is that simple. So it's really important to understand your audience, because then you can really say, okay, you should be sending every 10 days, every 15 days, or every month. But don't stay more than a month.
Know who you're talking to. We can't stress that enough. Even though it might appear that it's for everyone, that everyone can use your service or your product, know specifically who you want to sell to, so that you can talk to them and touch them, or resonate with them on a deeper level than anyone else.
So another very important point, so you don't get people unsubscribing, is the quality of the content that you provide.
Has to be good.
So like we just said, we sent a day or so ago a message selling something, okay? And this gentleman, among other people, decided to buy. Well, that was one sales message. But usually...
Are they all sales messages?
No, and not only that. That one was not even an automated message. We sent as a newsletter. So it was the extra where we are doing a very specific call to action to a sale.
But are they all sales?
No, they're not. You have to provide good content to them, things that they can use and hopefully see results right away.
Of course.
They don't have to be long. They can be actually, they should be very short. They shouldn't be very long, unless you want to tell a story that leads to a point. Then it's okay to go longer. That's another question we get a lot.
If it's like a book, you know, you might want to actually get the work that it's going to take you to write that email, just chop it up and make it a couple more emails.
Exactly.
Instead.
So you will see the ones that need to be short and the ones that need to be longer. It's okay to vary. They don't have to have the same format every single day, but provide things that they can use and see results right away. Good tips, maybe some suggestions that you see in the market or things to do.
Get a little personal.
Get a little personal, tell your story.
About you, your story, share, open up.
The more you tell your story, the better it is.
Yes.
You know, about you, your lifestyle, your hobbies, your pets.
In fact,
people want to relate and create what in psychology we call rapport, that connection with you. And if you never talk about you because you only think you have to be, you know, business oriented and professional,
boring,
you're missing a big point.
Yes, you are. In fact, we've noticed in our messages, the one that Shahar is usually the one who writes the emails, and in the ones where she actually really gets personal, like sometimes she'll say something that's happening in her life, like maybe a little problem, or that she'll talk about a trip that we went on, or a geocaching adventure, or a wildlife photography experience, whatever. She'll go get personal. And the emails that she does get personal, those are the ones that we get the best traction.
Yes, every single time.
Interaction.
If you can relate a business point with a trip that we did or a hobby that we have, that will every single time, no exception, get more traction. Now, when we are doing this automated message, they're going to be there for a very long time. So they cannot be time oriented. So I cannot say, you know, it's winter now.
No, because they might get that message
during summer. Okay, so you just have to be careful when you're crafting, not to put the time you're living at the moment, right? You can tell a story you're living at the moment, but that story will stay there for many, many years. So be careful with that.
People will get them on different time frames. Shahar might get it today, but then Joel might get it 2 months from now.
Exactly. So you have to be careful with that. Now they're extremely powerful because once we create a connection, once we create the real relationship with our prospects and customers, that's when they start buying from us, and they buy over and over again. And that's really what brings a business to be successful. Right? People buying from you over and over again. They don't buy from companies, they buy from people. I know you heard that, but it's important for you to see that you need to have your voice, your story, your passions out there. And you're not going to look less professional if you do that.
I equate professional many times to boring.
Yes.
And you don't want to be boring.
Yeah, the last thing you want to be.
The number one marketing mistake is to be boring.
So you see, the investment, like I said, is minimum. You know, there's some services that are even free.
Oh, yeah.
It works for you for years.
For autoresponders, they're super cheap.
Allows you to have a voice and really a point of distinction inside your market. You're not just one more service provider of some type, right? And allows you to double your business as well.
Great.
So why not do it? And once you start, keep doing. You may say, oh, I've been using this for 4 months, but I didn't get any business out of it. That's another thing we get from people.
You got to keep doing it. Look, this guy, we've been doing it for 8 years.
Yes, exactly. So you want to be consistent and understand it is a process.
Yes.
And some people want to buy right away. Some will take their time, even years.
It's always a process.
Yes, but when we think about business, we need to think about how much it costs us to acquire a customer. And it does cost us to acquire a customer. So the more you can manage to sell to the same customer over and over again, the less you're spending because you're not acquiring, that customer is there.
They already know, like, and trust you.
Yes. So you should think about incorporating some type of sequential automated message system in your business.
Do it.
Any business should have that.
Every business should have that.
Exactly, every business should have. Some can take huge advantage of that, like restaurants, for example, marketers, coaches, speakers.
And I don't see that very often, like with restaurants.
Most of them do a very bad job.
They benefit so much from it, but they don't.
Yes. So, you know, I hope you got the message that this type of communication is crucial in your business. If you're not using, you should start using right away.
Get started.
There is no huge technological education process.
You're sending an email. You already know how to do that, I'm sure.
Yes, but you should. Okay, and start today.
Go do it.
Yes,
like,
call
just like
automated message, call autoresponders. You decide how, but it's very important to have that in your business. Get it done, true. If you like what you're watching here.
Now, why wouldn't you?
Exactly. You know, we really live in the fact that when you share, we get more exposure.
Yes.
So take a second.
So important.
Tell your friends, share. If you
Spread
have
the
a share
word.
a button, yes. Spread the word, like, comment,
Like.
give us your feedback,
Your
topics
honest
that you
opinion.
would like to see, and
Yes.
questions, right?
Absolutely, we love it when you do that, so please do it.
Yes, the worst thing is that to think that you're talking
That we're
to
talking to ourselves.
the empty space
Yes.
out there. So a like does a lot for us. We even sleep tonight when that happens.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so share the love.
so here are your action items for today. 1, go share, spread the word, comment, review, like, all that for our show. 2, go get your autoresponder set up.
Do that. And I'll see you next time.
See you next time.